go again?
Oh, no, not again.
You've seen it before, haven't you?
Dom, how long have we been doing this?
Once more unto the bridge, dear friends.
Again and again and again until we're both dead.
Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, Movie Reviews Connections in Mind. A Haunting in Venice is the latest Agatha Christie adaptation from director Kenneth Branagh, who also stars in the movie as Hercule Poirot. And this film also boasts an ensemble cast featuring, among others, Michelle Yeoh and Jamie Dornan. And this film is a loose adaptation of Agatha Christie's book Halloween Party. And this film focuses on a group of people who have gone into a haunted house in Venice around Halloween time, and Hercule Poirot has been called in to explain the mysterious goings-on when a murder interrupts the events, and it's up to him to solve the case. Now, this video review will contain spoilers of A Haunting in Venice, as well as certain other things. I'll be doing my spoiler-free thoughts first and foremost, though, so if you've not seen Haunting of Venice and want to go into it spoiler-free, I'll be doing my spoiler-free thoughts before I get into any spoilers. So with that in mind, let's get into some spoiler-free talk on Haunting in Venice. Is it a good movie? Is it worth seeing in the theaters? Is it a good Agatha Christie adaptation? Now, if you see on my channel, I'll probably put a card up there somewhere. I've reviewed both previous modern Agatha Christie adaptations from Kenneth Branagh, namely 2017's Murder on the Orient Express and 2022's, or 2021, I'm sorry, Death on the Nile. And both of these films I quite enjoyed because we don't often see murder mystery or, just general, whodunit movies anymore. And this kind of, ensemble cast doing, a straightforward telling of a mystery. Again, we don't see this kind of thing very often anymore. And just like with those two movies, I would say from that perspective, yes, this is a capable murder mystery whodunit kind of ensemble cast story. And I appreciate it from that perspective. And also, the costume design, the production quality is all top-notch. However, I will say there were a couple of random CGI shots in a couple places that I think didn't look quite as up to snuff as they probably should have been. However, Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot, he does a fantastic job. This is another, top-notch performance from him, and also the ensemble cast as well. Michelle Yeoh does an impressive job as she plays a psychic in this telling, and her role is pivotal throughout the rest of the movie. And she does a good job. Really, the entire cast. No, I can't fault anyone's performances from this. Even there is young kid in this, and his performance, while most child actors they can be a bit not great, we'll just put it that way, he does a pretty fantastic job in this role. Where I feel like this movie falls down a peg as compared to the previous two Agatha Christie adaptations is, while those two movies were much more straightforward adaptations of the source material, as far as I could tell, I haven't actually gone back and read the books that they are based on. Here, on the other hand, this is a very, very loose retelling of Halloween Party. I went and go back and just skimmed the outline of that book's plot on this, and while there are some names and some events that are ported over from the book, the mystery in this movie is not exactly the same mystery as what is in the book, and that shows to me because while the previous two movies, I felt that the mystery, even if you figure it out a little bit early, it was engaging enough where you could still come along with the story. You're enjoying engaging with these characters, and with Depth and Mal in particular, I figured out that mystery early on enough, probably around the beginning of Act 1, or I'm sorry, the end of Act 1 rather, and they even threw in a couple of head fakes where it's like, oh, is it really this though? And even though the mystery ended up being what I thought it was, I enjoyed those head fakes in this. Here, on the other hand, there aren't any head fakes in my opinion, and the mystery. I was able to, and maybe this is just me, but I was able to figure out the twist of and the crux of the mystery quite early on. Again, probably around the same time, end of Act 1 or so. Probably around, I believe this is a 90-ish minute movie, maybe a little bit longer. So call that, the 45-ish minute mark. They don't actually head fake, you in any other direction as to what could possibly be going on here. And so it's frustrating to me that they insert shots of what's this, drawing the audience's attention to, what is this? I'm sure this is going to play some significant role later on. I'm just going to put this over here and then let the camera linger on it. Maybe not quite as, as I'm obviously exaggerating here, but not that much. And to my mind, that is just lazy writing, in my opinion. That's just, not trusting the audience to figure out what's going on. There's, yes, you can, you can hold on, you can insert a shot of something as a clue, and then if you figure it out, oh, hey, call it back to, there was this thing. But the way that they show these things, the way they linger the camera on these things, the way they insert, there's one line in particular, I believe it's from Jamie Dornan's character, I think, maybe or someone else, but they call their attention to it so much that by the time you get around to the end where Poirot is warming up, he calls everyone together, it's like, oh, it's time to unmask the murderer here, and we've figured everything out, and that's not enjoyable at all. And to me, that feels like weak writing, in my opinion. I would have to go back and check. I don't think these are the same writers as the previous, or who wrote the screenplay, adapting Agatha Christie's work from the previous two movies. But if they are, then they lost their touch. But if they're not, they could have done better. That's just my opinion. Maybe you go into this and you were completely in the dark the entire time, and then by that point the mystery is that was interesting to you. Again, your mileage may vary, that as is often the case with these murder mystery whodunits, but for me that was a step down in my opinion. So overall, I would say if I was going to give A Haunting in Venice a letter grade, I would say this is a B- in my opinion. The cast is great, the production quality is great, the writing, unfortunately, is where it knocks down significantly, in my opinion. So those are my main spoiler-free thoughts on A Haunting in Venice. Now let's get into some spoiler talk at certain plot developments and character arcs that may seem familiar to you and where you may have seen them before. I don't have much on this segment just because there's not much to say, but because the whole murder mystery that's countless books and movies throughout past 100, 200 years, probably further back on that front. But there is one point of comparison that I can make with this movie, and that is the mean way to describe it would be a Scooby-Doo kind of twist, where it's like, oh, there's these mystery things. Who is doing this haunting? And let's reveal, pull down the mask and see what it is. But I think there's a better comparison to be made here with 2009's Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law, where you have a supernatural events and happenings going on around a murder, and other supernatural things, are coming up, magic powers or something that It's up to a rational mind, a scientific mind, to explain these things. And by the end, you see, oh, this is exactly how it was. In Sherlock Holmes, it was, the special effects of, science, gunpowder, phosphorus, stuff like that, and drugs on that. And in Haunting of Venice, it turns out, all these, crazy visions that Poirot's seeing are, the result of drug-laced honey that was found in the linen cupboard, and that's what drove the daughter mad, so that she overdosed on it and died on that front. But in both of Haunting of Venice and the 2009 Sherlock Holmes, there's also cheeky little shots inserted near the end, which gives it the thought of, okay, yes, everything we saw there wasn't anything supernatural about it. Or was there? Because in the in the Sherlock Holmes, you see the crow show up in various times. It's like, oh, interesting. It's it's showing a portent doom. Was there actual magic things going on here? And then in Haunting of Venice, by the end, once the mother's guilt is revealed, she runs up to the top of the roof, and then it's like, oh, you can't turn me in. And then Poirot sees the vision of the daughter's ghost, flying over there, and then, it rushes up, and the mother falls over. And it's like, oh, did she just trip and fall, or was there actually, a haunting going on there, and the daughter's vengeful spirits, took her revenge? It's those kind of things that are brought up in here. It's like, oh yes, there was rational explanations, or was there that kind of thing that is in this movie as well. Other people might, see that and like that. I was, I could take it or leave it. I don't think it necessarily improves anything on that front, but that was just an interesting point of comparison to be made there. But like I said, the whole twist about the, the drugged honey there, I figured something like that was going to be the explanation for why you were seeing, crazy haunting images going on here. And, when they have lingering shots of, oh, here's the honey, I bet that's important. Oh, the wildflower, I can't place a whole scene dedicated, oh man, the bees, we love this honey, and I guess the bees are dying. And then it's like, oh, what's this honey? It's like, it's wildflower, but I can't, it's not wildflower, I can't play the poison. It's like, seriously, these are the kinds of shots that, to me, you're telegraphing your twist way too early, and again, you're basically insulting the audience's intelligence at that point. To my mind, that's what brought this movie down a peg. But what did you think of Haunting in Venice? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you like it better or worse than the other two Agatha Christie adaptations? What would your ranking be of those? And what about my analysis also? Did you agree, disagree? Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Be sure to look for my next movie review, which, unfortunately, because of the strikes and the scheduling shakeups, it would have been Dune Part 2, but that's been moved back. So my next movie review, which will be for The Marvels on November 10th. Also, assuming they finish before then, I'll probably be doing a season review of season 4 of Star Trek Lower Decks before then, as well as I'll be doing we're getting close to the premiere of Loki season 2. I'll be doing a review of that once all episodes are dropped of that series as well. So look forward to those, and if you like this video or any other video on my channel, please give me a like, share, and especially subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. Again, thank you so much for watching. Just remember, there is nothing new under the sun, and yes, you have seen it before.